For about a week now, the nation is being on a high tension on Atiku, PMB, chances of winning, Atiku coming back, Baba will make it. But I ask questions. What has Atiku left behind that is coming to take back? If we are talking about Obasanjo has failed us, was Obasanjo alone? No. This same Atiku was Obasanjo's vice for 2 terms. So if Obasanjo failed, Atiku equally failed. When he was in power, Atiku, he should tell us what did he do to impact or that has impacted the life of a common Nigeria. Nothing. Apart from the schools, the high-profile schools that a common man cannot go. Atiku University counts from 3 million naira upward. So what is the benefit of common man in Atiku's wealth? Is it when he comes to Kano, Katsina, wherever, he share money to the elites? What are the benefits of the poor man? Atiku, right from beginning, was never for the poor. He was for the rich and he still remains for the rich. Look at the people around him. The people that want him back, who are they? The same old rogues, the old thieves. T.Y. Danjuma, Obasanjo, Babangida, General Gusau, and so on. Are these our elites? No, not anymore. These are the same people that were there and they couldn't do anything, and now they feel Buhari has failed and they are feeling Buhari is not doing anything. But we come to think of it, where were we in that time that Atiku Obasanjo left the power? Where were we when Adua and Jonathan led administration left us? And what is the situation now? If you don't know, I know. There is massive improvement in all sectors. In all sectors you can think of. They are talking about Buhari has not initiated any project throughout the 3.5 years. Why must he initiate any project? Why are we busy misleading people on the basic fact on ground? Must you initiate a project when they are abandoned unfinished projects? This wealth of Nigeria does not belong to Buhari, Atiku, Obasanjo, or anybody. It belongs to me and you, them included. So we should not be thinking somebody somewhere is doing us favor than somebody somewhere. It's all about us. We are progressing. We are advancing. Nobody should take us back. They couldn't do anything during their time. The earlier we attach Atiku with his PDP, the better for all of us. Why are they now differentiating Atiku this, Atiku that, all their jingles, all their campaign rallies, Atiku this? They should say PDP so that we understand this is the same wicked people that ruined Nigeria, that sucked the milk out of Nigeria. And these are the same people, the same formation coming back. Atiku was a sworn enemy to Obasanjo. Sorry, Obasanjo was a sworn enemy to Atiku. He swore, he told his card, membership card, and he told the world then that Atiku will be a bad news to be the president of Nigeria. Why the student change? Why is it that Obasanjo now is changing the tone of Atiku the devil, now Atiku the saint? Same Atiku, same Obasanjo called Atiku the devil, not me. And the same Obasanjo is now telling us Atiku is not the saint. Let us read it across the line that something wrong is going somewhere. What is wrong? To the best of my analysis and understanding and what I read over the dailies, I understand that Obasanjo is deprived of certain birthright, he call it, in getting away with certain things from the national coffers, or some privileges that has been blocked or he's been denied, and now he's feeling okay, let's get away with Buhari so that Atiku will come and do it right for us. is trying to romance Atiku, telling us that Atiku is now a reform person. No, 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 no. You told us that Atiku was bad, and we still believe you as an elder statesman that he's still bad. So you don't come and change anything to us. Number two, T.Y. Danjuma. Why the sudden change of T.Y. Danjuma? The same thing he did during Jonathan era, and he's trying to do this thing. T.Y., enough of these things you are doing. It is time to go back to your God. Sit down and be praying for the last day that it will come to you like any other person. Stop misleading us. Stop putting us in the mess. Sometimes back, you were on a platform. You were instigating crisis, telling people to hold arms and fight against the military. And you know the circumstances in the Northeast is not just a day something that we suffer to get it right. And you work up because of your selfish interest, and you are telling your people now to take arms. No, those your people will not go by your word, even though some bad elements dance to your tune. But the elites, I mean the reasonable ones, the educated ones, the well-meaning Nigerians, the ones with positive mindset, will never go with you this time around. You have caused a lot of damages. We go into your track record. We understand that you did not even contribute anything to Nigeria. As an army chief, as a philanthropist, as they were wrongly calling you, what did you do? Is it school or what? Tell us, we want to know. Don't be telling people just because your oil block license was not renewed or so on, as we were made to understand that now you are the enemy of the government. This same T.Y. Danjuma was the praiser of this government when he was telling us Jonathan failed. And now you are coming to tell us, so why is every government failing under your own watch? That means according to your own understanding of the administration, it's all about T.Y. Danjuma and T.Y. Danjuma alone. No, Nigerians are wise now. We will not go with this. Number three, Obasanjo, Babangida. Why is Babangida now telling us what is good for us? Why is it, why are we making Obasanjo and Babangida relevant? Making their houses to be a place of taking decision. Are they small gods? If you are taking them, or they are claiming to be another gods other than the Almighty One, they should let us know. Then we will commit them in prayer and we'll see them and God who is more superior. Why are Nigerians or these political elements giving priorities to Nigeria, to the Obasanjo or Babangida? Who are they? To me, they are nothing. They have only one vote. They cannot make any changes. The changes they couldn't make when they were in power, they cannot make it now that they are out of power. All they could do is to instigate crisis. And now, any elder statesman that instigates any type of crisis will take it up with him. Anybody that is fished out in taking any type of crisis or instigating any type of crisis, we will now attack him in person. Nigeria is bigger than any individual. No Babangida, no Obasanjo, no T.Y. Danjuma, no General Gusau. I have dared you. If you like, take my life. You are not God. Nobody can take my life. Nobody is bigger than Nigeria. I'm blaming even the president for allowing these people to flow. Most of these people have corruption charges, and you allow them to go scot-free, and now they have mouth to claim saints. They are not saints. They are thieves. They are rogues. So the earlier we get it right straight, the better for all of us. Nobody brought anybody to power. God brought Buhari to power. God brought Jonathan to power. And God will be the one to decide if Buhari stays or go. But by the special grace of the Almighty One, if Buhari mean well for Nigeria, he will be there. Whether they like it or not. They will see him being sworn in 2019. What we are praying for him is people around him, people around the president should be sanitized. If possible, there should be cabinet reshufflement. All these chief of staff, minister this, minister that are not performing, creating havoc here and there. The president should get away with these people. We don't need them. We are into new era, this new Nigeria. Buhari always come in when the country is